Authentic Tribe. Welcome back. For those that do not know me, my name is Nicole Carey, and I am a licensed professional counselor in Michigan. I am also an author, and I created this workbook, Authentically You. So I am creating an authentic tribe, a community where if you want to be supported in being your authentic self, this is the place to come weekly as I go through the workbook with sharing different content from the workbook. We're still talking about self-acceptance, the first chapter. And so building self-esteem and confidence is a part of self-acceptance. I'm going to go through some of this chapter today. So before you can truly have self-acceptance, you must know who you are. This is learned through self-discovery. As you utilize this workbook, for those that have it or plan on getting it, it will take you on a self-discovery journey. Through your journey, you will become aware of all parts of you. And therefore, being honest to yourself as you complete each exercise is imperative to becoming self-aware and hopefully to be open to doing any healing work to accept yourself with unconditional love. So self-esteem and confidence plays a key role in your road to self-acceptance. How you view yourself and your abilities significantly impact being okay with who you are. When you choose self-acceptance, it does not mean you stop caring about the opinions of other people that matter to you. In fact, when you accept yourself, you are open to sharing your own views and opinions more freely and loving all parts of you, even the ones you want to change. Because I know in last discussion, I talked about self-acceptance and sometimes people being challenged with saying they accept themselves because there's some things that they want to work on. So remember, self-acceptance doesn't mean that you don't have any work to do. It just means that you're in a place of accepting yourself unconditionally while you continue to do your work. So when you're learning all parts of you and you're sharing who you are, definitely being open to being free, loving all parts of you, even the ones you want to change, is an important part of the process. Therefore, it is important for you to start off by understanding what self-esteem and confidence are, how these traits develop, and ways to improve your self-esteem and confidence if you struggle in these areas. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. What self-esteem and confidence is and where does self-esteem and confidence come from. So first I'm going to go through self-esteem. Self-esteem is, and I'm going to use the dictionary definition of self-esteem and confidence. Self-esteem is an individual's subjective evaluation of their own worth. Self-esteem encompasses beliefs about oneself. And so you're clear, it's how you view your worth, your beliefs about yourself. That is the definition of self-esteem. And self-esteem changes throughout our lives. Our experiences with different people, activities, our childhood, our life, successes and failures, healthy and unhealthy relationships with our family or friends, teachers, authority figures, and peers all contribute to the creation of our self-esteem. Confidence is the state of being clear-headed. It is the trust in oneself, their abilities, qualities, and judgment or decisions. So simply put, confidence is your thoughts and attitude about your skills and abilities. With confidence is based on your beliefs about your ability to perform a task successfully. We may be confident in our ability to cook, a family meal, but have no confidence in our ability to paint a picture. It is based on our experiences as well. So when you think about self-esteem and confidence, definitely self-esteem is how you view yourself. It's, your own beliefs about yourself. Confidence is how you trust yourself, your abilities, your judgment. And so that would definitely have an impact on your self-acceptance of yourself, right? Because if you don't trust yourself, you might not be so quick to say, I accept myself, because you're just not trusting. If you don't value yourself or think worthy of yourself, you may not be open to accepting yourself because you don't think highly of yourself. With self-esteem and confidence, I'm going to go over some things that would build healthy self-esteem and unhealthy self-esteem, so that you're clear on, how to build this healthy self-esteem, but how also, if you are dealing with some unhealthy self-esteem, how you possibly could have gotten there, how you can work on changing that, so that you can continue to do the work to accept yourself completely. So with healthy self-esteem, when you have healthy self-esteem, you can acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses and still feel worthy. You are confident in making decisions. You consistently express your needs and opinions. You form secure and honest relationships. And you honestly evaluate yourself and accept the results. So definitely, if these are some things that you're able to do and you're like, okay, so I can check this kind of off my list and I know that, I have healthy self-esteem, then awesome. If it is where you feel like, oh, I'm not sure and I may have some unhealthy self-esteem, I'm going to go over some things that would be considered unhealthy self-esteem. When you have an unhealthy self-esteem, often you feel guilty about your everyday actions. You feel undeserving of or incapable of having more. You have difficulty making your own choices. You may have difficulty speaking up and prioritizing your own needs, wants, and feelings. You have lack of boundaries in relationships. So it's going to be, important that you are able to identify if you have some areas that you need to work on, not to beat yourself up about it, not to have negative self-talk. Remember, you're becoming self-aware, and that's what we want to happen so that you can do your work, So going back to the workbook and the self-discovery journey, you're going to become self-aware. And the more self-aware you are, hopefully, it's my hopes that you become open in doing your work so that you can live the life that you desire, being accepting of yourself, unconditional self-love, building healthy self-esteem, and having authentic relationships. So I'm going to go over some examples of how healthy self-esteem is formed. So healthy self-esteem can be formed by being listened to, being spoken to respectfully, being supported and validated, being encouraged to pursue goals, definitely knowing that if you were encouraged as a child, or if you were definitely validated of a good job done, or even validated when things may not have been done to your standards, but you still did what you needed to do, so knowing that it's not going to always be where it's a win, but the validation is that you did your best. So that's some of the things that healthy self-esteem is built from. And so with unhealthy self-esteem, it can form when being harshly criticized, or being physically, sexually, or emotionally abused, being ignored, ridiculed, or teased, being expected to be perfect all the time, giving messages from parents, given messages from parents, teachers, authority figures, or peers that failed experiences were failures for the whole self. So sometimes an example of that would be if you might not have did good on a test. You might not have received a good grade for the car market. And so a parent may have, scolded you or said something like, well, that, it's just awful, or, like as if you couldn't, continue to do work to improve. Sometimes when it's looked at as, okay, so this is just the end be all, and you can't come back from it, so then you start to look at yourself in a negative way, and that can definitely bring about unhealthy self-esteem. So today, definitely, I know I shared a lot as it relates to confidence and self-esteem, but I want you to think about whether it was childhood experiences or you as an adult, if you're an adult, your experiences of how your self-esteem was shaped and how you are today, and knowing that, self-esteem is built throughout your life, right? So you can have high self-esteem in certain areas of your life, but then not high self-esteem, unhealthy self-esteem in areas of your life. So not to, because sometimes people are like, well, no, my self-esteem is, fine in this, this area. And that can be where you can have high self-esteem in an area, but then also struggle in another area with your self-esteem and confidence. So as you think about the different things that was discussed today, just reflecting on where you're at with your self-esteem and confidence, if there's some work that you would like to do. And if so, definitely start to do that. And if you want to do more work and have self-discovery and become self-aware, definitely get the workbook so that it can help you through your journey. I will stop with the self-esteem and confidence at this point, ending this segment so that everyone can process what was talked about today. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.